We are going to call this meeting of the 437 Board of Education to order. We're at Washburn Rural Middle School, excited to be here tonight and to see all the renovations of the school, and it's been a really fun night already of some tours and things that we had before. So we will start tonight with school highlights. So Scott.
That is correct, and so coincidentally we have the principal of the middle school here, Mr. Hare, so he's going to take the podium and do the first introduction, and thank you all for being here for this recognition. Outstanding.
Yeah, thank you all for coming to Washburn Middle School. As you can see, this is a beautiful new space that we are showing off here tonight. It's a middle school library. It's a state-of-the-art, and we are super excited to host this and to have such a great facility here. I'm just going to introduce Catherine Lauterbach, who was an 8th grade science teacher here last year, and if you know her, she was also our green sponsor, and she would do crazy songs on her intercom about recycling, and she could make up songs like crazy and sing them to our whole entire building. We played a lot of songs, didn't we, Mr. Wells? Correct. Anyway, and she's transitioned from 8th grade science to our STEAM program facilitator, which is taking over our outdoor education program K-6. And she's transitioned to that role, which we just took the board through a little tour of almost finished facility. And so we're going to turn it over to her so she can talk about the Green Club and about why we're here tonight.
Can we start off with a song?
Song.
I could try. My name is Catherine Lauterbach, and thank you for this opportunity to be here tonight and share Washburn Middle School being recognized as a Kansas Green School. I want to note, even though I was in charge of Green Club, this is a school-wide effort. We have not just Green Club, but Stuco and teachers and a variety of community members took place, which I'll probably highlight in my reading. Washburn Middle School is receiving the Silver Globe Award through the Kansas Association for Conservation and Environmental Education. The Silver Globe Award recognizes schools that go beyond environmental awareness and take measurable student-led action to improve their campus and community through sustainability, conservation, and environmental investigations. This places Washburn Middle School among the top environmental education schools in the state in this recognition. It is a result directly from the students and school community. They led recycling drives, collected over 1,000 pounds of plastic, conducted environmental investigations, completed in citizen science projects like monarch tagging, achieved positive outcomes in the school learning activity. One of my favorites was we did a school initiative of a green hour, and we encouraged every class to spend one class period outside doing something related to their content. We were able to achieve this recognition through the partnership and collaboration within the school with the help of Stuco, our cafeteria staff, custodial staff, and classroom teacher participation. This effort not only helped our school become more sustainable, but also empowered our students to become leaders and problem solvers. In fact, it's kind of exciting. Many of the students here are freshmen now who came back today. The program we are being recognized tonight is from Kansas Green Schools, which is a statewide initiative designed to support schools in turning their campuses into hands-on learning laboratories through student investigations in areas such as waste reduction, water quality, energy use, air quality, and school communities. The program helps improve environmental performance while advancing STEM education, leadership, and community engagement. And tonight we are joined by Rachel Whaley, the director of the Kansas Green Schools, and she works with schools statewide to provide training, resources, grant opportunities, and support so students and educators can take action for a healthier environment. So it is an honor to introduce Rachel, who will be here to share a little bit more about the program and present us with the Green School flag.
And it sounded a lot like she just said. So I don't want to say it all again, but it is a huge accomplishment. We're a statewide nonprofit. My job is to support teachers and really getting environmental education out there. It's just amazing to see when schools incorporate environmental education. All the research says their academic scores go up. Teachers love it because it makes their life a lot easier because kids are a lot calmer in the classroom. It gives them real world projects to work on. It's incorporating math, it's incorporating ELA, it's incorporating science. A lot of times people think environmental education is just science, but it's not. I mean, it's the whole world that the kids are experiencing in a very real way. My son right now, he's in 7th grade, and his science teacher, it's his last year before retirement, and there is no hands-on, there's no interacting. He's just kind of punching the time clock right now. And he comes home and tells me science is boring. And I'm just like, no, science is amazing, you know? And like, I can't thank Catherine enough because she has, I know it's not just her, but sometimes it just takes that spark. And then when the spark happens, all the other sparks start to happen. And all the students, I mean, I'm so excited for your future because when I was a kid, I didn't know jobs existed in environmental education. I didn't want to be a vet, and I didn't want to I didn't want to be a zookeeper. And so I went to K-State for architecture, which was terrible. And then I switched to elementary education, and I finally switched to fisheries and wildlife biology, and that's what my degree is in. And I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna do what I love and I'll figure it out. And so it's cool because now there's so many opportunities out there. There's renewable energy, there's water, there's conservation, it's a growing field, and it's just cool that you're a part of it. And we'll be like, we knew you way back when. And so just congratulations for all the work you all are doing. And it is my honor to give you the flag. And I know it's only the beginning. But we basically have this flag, and people tend to like put it indoors so that people can come in and see it. But then there's more investigations to be done. And so then as you complete 2 more investigations, you get the gold globe. And then when you get all 5 done, you get the green globe. And that's the highest level of recognition that you can earn. And you can also work towards being a green district. And that's where it's not just your middle school, it's like everybody doing it. This is a really long line, guys. I think you're gonna have to cheerleader, like do this cheerleading squats and stuff like that, okay?
And I like to.
I know you
we also
probably don't
have
wanna do
friends
cheerleading squats.
We also have people from North who has come here too that was here last year. And so it's nice to see recurring faces. Perfect. All right, smile.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Thank you. Hey, Catherine, before the students leave, I don't care which one, but could maybe one of the students just talk about their experience and one of the takeaways from last year?
We could get Claire and maybe.
Yeah.
And that's it.
No? Yeah.
Like a takeaway, what you learned from last year or the experience of going through this. Kind of like what you already pre-interviewed, so this is your post-interview.
And you got this. Let me give you a second. Thank you.
What I learned from last year was a lot of environmental factors I even learned more than what I already knew from my own research.
Okay.
And throughout it, I loved it. Even though it was hard work, you had your nails dirty, everything dirty, dirt all the time. It was really fun, and it got me outside. I was able to breathe more, take breaks, I was more focused. And overall, it was really fun meeting. Like, I got to meet a ton of people just from it, and I got to go out of class, but I was still able to catch up with everything. I was able to keep track. It was all fun.
Congratulations to each of you. That's fantastic. Yeah, great work.
I'm gonna brag on Zoe. She also received a conservation. She won an essay from the zoo and got a little painting from the zoo animal too. So for her work.
Yeah,
So
congratulations.
yeah. They all did. I could talk hours all day. So.
Thank you all for being here.
All right.
Good job.
We are going to move on to public comment. Is there anyone signed up for public comment?
None this evening.
Okay. We are going to move into our opening items. If you were here just for recognition and want to leave, now's a great time to be able to do that. If you want to stay for the whole board meeting, we are more than happy to have you stay. But if you guys would like to take off, we're going to start on the opening stuff. So roll call. Everyone here is here except for Joe Falk. And then move on to 3.02, which is approval of the agenda.
Motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. All in favor? Motion passes 6-0. Move on to section 4, disposition of business by consent.
I move the Board of Education approve the business by consent, including payment of bills in the amount of $6,304,602.28.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. All in favor? Motion passes 6-0. We are going to move on section 5. It doesn't look like any administrator reports tonight.
Nope.
So we'll move into section 6, which is items for discussion. 6.01 is the 25-26 One United Voice document.
Yeah, so as a compliment to the elected officials in Shawnee County, they give the 5 public school districts in Shawnee County an opportunity to go to the State House and visit with them in the month of December before the legislative session begins in January. Because we have that opportunity every year, this year it's December 8th, we choose to get together and visit as school districts to see what we have in common as it relates to the upcoming legislative session. The reality is the 5 topics that we agreed to a year ago are the same topics that I bring forth to you tonight for your consideration for approval. Each of the boards of education in the county are having the same discussion at some point leading into that December 8th meeting. You may ask the question, what exactly do we do with this? We don't take it too far. We just simply make copies. We go to the Capitol. We visit with the Shawnee County delegation. These are the talking points that we have, and that's about as far as we go with it. One of the most important things, though, however, it has our contact information, and we overly stress to our elected officials during the session, if anything pops up that you would just like to visit about, or maybe to collect some feedback on, never hesitate to send us a text, give us a phone call. We'd love to partner with you throughout the legislative session. So it's just a nice way to, from our perspective, kind of help get prepared for the upcoming legislative session without getting too deep or too involved.
Any questions or comments on that document? All right, if not, we will move on to 6.02, which is HB 23282 video requirement, first read.
Good evening. I am coming to you today with the Human Development video first read. In April 2025, the Kansas legislature enacted House Bill 2382, which requires districts to show a video that includes the high-quality computer-generated animation or high-definition open sound, a minimum of 3 minutes in length that depicts the brain, heart, and other vital organs in the early fetal development. And this video will be shown in any course addressing human growth or development in our system. To review this process, the process included the learning services, administrators, and team members. We worked collaboratively to review multiple options, including recommendations from state curriculum leaders. We prioritized age appropriateness for grades 5 through 10 and focused on compliance, quality, and consistency. And from that, we are proposing that we look at or ultimately bring forth the proposed resource from Wichita Public Schools, the fetal development video they published there. It was shared with state curriculum leaders as well, and they granted permission for use by other Kansas districts. It meets the legislative requirements for content and quality and provides consistency across our grade levels. Upon board approval, we will work on an implementation plan for that as well. Included for your review there is the link to that video. What questions might you have for me?
What's the first class that a student would take that would meet the criteria of a human growth development or sexuality class?
That would be the human development program that starts in 5th grade.
And was there any kind of video that depicted ultrasound or fetal development included before this department?
Not that I'm aware of.
Questions or comments?
And this is to be enacted during this school year or?
Correct.
Okay.
Well, I just wanted to, I know there were some others that were options. I did do a little research today on some of those, and I thank you for choosing the one that you chose. I think that this sticks to the textbook and sticks to the information that we're sharing with our kids and is age appropriate. So I appreciate the work that you did on that.
Are parents out, are they able to opt out? Did the legislation allow a parent to opt out? I don't know. We're just,
There wasn't an option that was clear through the law. Outside of that, it's definitely something we could
So,
look into.
so having said that, as a general practice, we'll partner with parents anytime through curriculum resources. If there's something that a parent says that, you know what, I'm not so sure that that's the right fit for my child, the teacher and the administrative team in that building will work with that family to see what the next appropriate best option could be. So it may not have been included in the law, but we know what works in our school community at the same time.
Any questions?
Thank you.
Alright, we will move on to 6.03, which is job description for student transportation driver, first read.
It'd be better for me to go up
I think
with
so.
the live stream.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So I have for your review a position request. So this would be an added position, so job title, job description, and set up in our internal systems. Basically, it's called a student transport driver. It has emerged as a small employee group, but basically these are employees that we already have, typically paraeducators, through our bus para group or our high school para group. And I've learned about kind of two different groups that are driving as part of their job to serve kids and what they need. Through the transportation department and the bus paras I mentioned, that would be the McKinney-Vento driving. So it's a non-CDL vehicle utilized to pick up students who are experiencing homelessness outside of the district in a more discreet way and whatnot. And so we're using our current workforce to just do a different role than truly what just a paraeducator in the classroom is. Even though our transportation is an extension of the classroom, we just wanted to acknowledge some of the compliance aspects, the training and physical requirements of maybe operating a lift and some things like that. So the McKinney-Vento piece, as well as the 18 to 21 program out of our high school, those have some driving functions, and I think it's a big enough function and big enough group to go ahead and acknowledge more formally. So, do you have any questions at all from me? Okay. Okay.
Thanks, Chelsea. Alright, we'll move on to 6.04, request for proposal, superintendent search services. So, Scott, I don't know if you want to start or you want me to start?
Well, go ahead.
Okay.
Yep.
So, as we continue to work through a superintendent search process, the board has decided to engage and request a proposal from an external firm to help with the sourcing of candidates to support Chelsea and her internal team as they continue to work towards hiring a new superintendent. So tonight, up for discussion is the RFP that we would put out, and it does come up for action. So, yeah, Scott, I don't know what else.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, based on conversation following the last board meeting, we were given the task as a team to put together the RFP. So that's what is included as an item for discussion for your review tonight. You'll see it later in the agenda for an action item. As a general rule, we don't do an item for discussion and action on the same board meeting, but we think to save 2 weeks of time, we thought that it made sense. What we have learned as a team putting the RFP together, for the most part, RFPs kind of follow the same formatting for the most part. And so you all have had an opportunity to look at it and also share some feedback so it reads as it's coming from our school community. So I appreciate all the feedback that you have provided. So if this meets your interest and if you choose to approve it as an action item, then it will be posted on the website as early as of tomorrow morning. And then anybody can talk about an RFP. So if there are firms out there that somebody knows, feel free to spread the word.
Any other comments or questions on the RFP proposal? If not, we'll move on to action items, and actually the first action item is 7.01, the request for proposal. So would entertain a motion. Anyone has a motion they'd like to put forward?
I would move that the Board of Education approve the request for proposal for superintendent search services as presented.
second.
There's been a motion and a second. All in favor? Motion passes 6-0. And then 7.02 is the board policy updates. I'm not going to try to read all the acronyms because I'll mess them all up. But Scott, those were covered last time, correct?
And that is a thing that just keeps us compliant with current laws in place.
Any questions or comments on that? Otherwise, we'd entertain a motion.
I move the Board of Education update board policies BBC, CNDE, DFAC, ICA, JHKN.
Second?
There's been a motion and a second. All in favor? Motion passes 6-0. We'll move on to section 8, which is communications, and the Auburn-Washburn Foundation update.
Yes, so I am here on behalf of the foundation today to provide a quick update on the second annual golf tournament that took place last Friday at Cypress Ridge. So thanks to a very active and involved and engaged foundation board, which includes Jackie and Brad, we had a tremendous event and raised about $18,000.
Yes.
So that's an increase of $1,000 over last year, which was our first tournament. We had dozens of sponsors and numerous volunteers, and probably my favorite part was the students and staff that were able to participate. It's strategically planned on a no school day so that we can get engagement from students and staff. So we just look forward to making it even greater and even better in the years to come, and appreciate
Just
all
for
the
the
support
record,
from
how
all.
did your team do, Scott?
Our team had a really good time.
Thanks for showing up.
Just checking. No, that's, thanks for your money.
So as you know, the funds from that event will go to support classroom grants, which coincidentally we will be distributing in the next 2 weeks.
Yes, thank you.
While Jessica's still there, I want to give publicly a big pat on the back to her. She does a lot of work alongside the foundation to pull this off, as well as Jackie and Brad. So a ton of behind the scenes work. And so thank you for everything that you did to
Yes, especially this time of year, no, it wasn't
Yeah.
easy, but
Yeah.
did a good job.
It's a fun event.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, the chair would move that we go into executive session at 6:53. Discuss students pursuant to the exception relating to the actions adversely or favorably affecting a student under coma. Personnel matters pursuant to the exception of non-elected personnel under coma. To discuss the budget pursuant to the exception of the for employer-employee negotiations under coma for 10 minutes. The open board meeting will resume at 7:03 p.m.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. All in favor? Motion passes 6-0. We are in executive session. And we will actually be moving, so if anybody is going to stay. We are back in public session after being in executive session. Before I would entertain any motions, I do want to take a second to thank Jackie Lightcap for all of her years of service on the board. We are going to miss you. I have loved being on the board with you and working with you, so thank you for everything you've done on the board. If there's any motions.
Yeah, well, I move that the Board of Education adjourn for the night.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. All in favor? Motion passes 6-0. We are adjourned.